Welcome back. In part 2 of my lesson on creating a scoreable drag and drop interaction in Adobe Captivate 9, we're going to look at creating a somewhat more complex interaction. In this scenario, we're going to see how to create one drop target for multiple draggable objects. And then we'll see how to make those into combinations that could go really either way. Multiple draggable objects to one target, multiple targets for one draggable object, and really any combination will work out. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or if you are looking for training for yourself or your company, visit my website at www.msnod.com. Let's take a look at the lesson. Now we're going to create a more advanced drag and drop interaction using drag and drop groups or types. Instead of being limited to the pairing of one draggable object to one drop target, drag and drop types allow you to designate one drop target for multiple draggable objects, multiple targets for one draggable object, or multiple targets for multiple draggable objects. So in this scenario, we'll make all of the money draggable to the treasure chest, and the crumpled paper and banana peels will be draggable to the trash can. As with the previous lesson on drag and drop, success will be worth 10 points, and will provide both success and failure feedback captions. We will also allow, in this learning module, our learners to have 2 attempts to successfully complete the exercise. All right, so all the items are already laid out. I've got images for the treasure chest and the trash can, and multiple coins, dollars, crumpled up paper, and banana peels. So I'm going to click the Interactions button and choose Drag and Drop. As in the previous lesson, I will take the Submit button that's automatically generated and just move it down here into the bottom right corner. And just like with a standard drag and drop interaction, our first step is to designate draggable objects. So I will click on all the objects. If I click on the wrong object, I can always click the little red minus sign and deselect that object. So now that I've chosen all these objects, and I'll click away so none of them are actively selected, I'm going to create type groups. So up here on the top in the wizard where it says Add to Type, None, I'm going to click the plus sign and name my first type. So this will be treasure. Click OK. And then I'll click the plus sign and create my second type group, trash. And I'll click OK. Now it's just a matter of selecting all the treasure items and assigning them to that group, and then selecting all the trash items and assigning them to that type group. So I'll click on the first bundle of cash, and I'll need to hold down Shift. While holding Shift, I will then select the rest of the treasure. Now with all the treasure selected, I will choose from the Add to Type list, treasure. All these items are now assigned to that group. I will once again deselect, click on the first piece of trash, and then, while holding Shift, select the remainder of the trash items. From the Add to Type list, I will choose Trash. So we've now designated all of our draggable objects and split them into two types. I will click Next. And designate my drop targets. So I'll click on the trash can and I'll click on the treasure chest. Now at this point, let's say I had two trash cans and I wanted to be able to drag any of the trash items onto either of the trash cans. I would simply create a type group for the trash cans. I would click the plus sign, name the type trash cans, assign both to it. In this scenario, I only need the one trash can and the one treasure chest, so we'll leave this as is. And I will click Next. Our third step is to simply match draggable items to targets. So I will take one of the treasure items and drag the plus sign in the center of the image to our treasure chest. And voila, all of the treasure items are mapped to the treasure chest. I'll repeat that with the trash. So I'll grab the plus sign in the center of this banana peel and drag to the trash can. And all trash items are mapped to that drop target. And we're all set. I'll click Finish. Our drag and drop interaction is all set. Now it's just a matter of a few properties. I'm going to go to the Actions category for my drag and drop properties and change the number of attempts to 2. I will again have failure caption and success caption, and we'll format those here in a second. Since I'm going to allow multiple attempts, I'm going to make it so if on the first attempt they incorrectly drag the items, upon clicking Submit, not only will they get a failure caption, the interface will also reset all the objects. I will scroll down to the bottom of my drag and drop properties and check Include in Quiz. Confirm 10 points is the value that will be reported to our LMS system. I'll add this to the total and I will report the answers. So now all we've got to do is format our success and failure captions. So since the success caption's above the failure caption, I will click on it and double click and I will type "Good job." I'll click away and reselect that caption. And as in the previous lesson, I've already created a style for this. So I'll go to Properties, and from the Style Name list, I will choose Feedback. I will then temporarily drag the success caption out of the way, select the failure caption, double-click to select the text, and I will type, "Why are you throwing away money and saving trash?" I'll resize that caption a bit. So I'll click away, select it again, resize, and apply the same feedback style. I'll drag the good job back on top again for positioning, and looks good. So I think we're all set here. Let's preview. So I'll go to my preview button, and I will preview from this slide. Okay, so our project has rendered for preview, and since we're allowing our learners 2 attempts to get this right, I'm going to intentionally botch the first attempt, and then we'll see how that responds, and then get the second one correct. So I'm just going to keep this nice and simple and drag everything into the trash can. And I'll click submit. I get my message, why are you throwing away money and saving trash? And you'll notice all the items are reset into place. So now I'll correctly drag them. So I'll take all my treasure and put it in the treasure chest. And I'll take all of our trash and drag it to the trash can. I'll click submit. Good job. And that is drag and drop using groups or types.